Okay, in this question, we need to find the area of the shaded region under the standard normal distribution graph. And you are given three parts. And notice that the three parts are all different. Part A, let's look at it. It asks you to find the area to the left of the z-score, so the area below the z-score that you're given. For part B, it asks for the area above or to the right of the z-score. And for part C, it asks you to find the area between two z-scores. So in this case, I want to remind you of one fact. Remember that the total area under the standard normal curve, if you take all of this, you will get exactly 1. It's very important that you remember this fact from the beginning. It will help you in solving part B for this problem. So anyways, for part A, let's now look at part A. We need to find the area below the z-score. Just remember one fact that's important to know. The area under the z-score to the left is the same as the probability that z is less than the z-score given, negative 0.41. And in this case, we need to use the z table. So notice that you have z less than. This also can be less than or equal. If it's less than or equal, it's the same as just less than. It doesn't matter if you put it or not, because we're talking about areas in this case. So you go to the z-score table and you find negative 0.41. So here you see that this is negative 0.4 and here is 0.01, and so just find where they intersect. This will give you exactly the area below, which will be this number here. You can read it, it's 0.3409. So remember, for negative z-score, the table, any value in the table here, any value that you choose, is giving you just the area below the z-score. And this graph here should remind you of this fact, that it's giving you the area to the left or below the given z-score. Okay, this is for negative or positive, of course. You have the positive z-score, and if you choose any z-score like this one, it will also give you the area below it. And that is the same as the probability that z is less than the given z-score. So let's go back and remember this number here, 0.3409. This will be our answer to the first question. Because it's a straightforward question, 3409, they asked only about the area to the left of the z-score. So the table gives it to you immediately. But in part B, notice one thing, that they're asking you to find the area to the right side of this z-score. So the area in this case, you can write it as the probability that z is bigger than 0.39. Or you can say bigger than or equal. You can write it in any way, bigger than or equal. It will be the same for this because it's area. So I'll leave it as bigger than. But if you saw the question with or equal, it's the exact same thing. So now, remember I told you that the total area under the z's and under the standard normal distribution is 1. So what we will do is, what we are asked to do is to find the area to the right side. So you notice that this, if we want to use the z table, this will be just 1 minus the probability that z is less than our z-score. You can even put or equal, it doesn't matter, as I told you. So in this case, you just go to the z table. Notice that this z-score is positive, so you need to go to the positive side of the table and find 0.39. So 0.3 is here, and 0.09 is here, so together they give you 0.39, and then you move with this until you get to where they intersect and take the number that you have here, and I'll make it bigger. It's 0.6517. So we will take this number and put it back in the previous slide. So this here will be 1 minus 0.6517. And if you do this on your calculator, you should get 0.3483. Please have the Z table with you while you are solving these questions. Almost all the questions on the normal distribution would require you to use the Z table. So it's good to have it with you before you start watching these videos. And make sure that the numbers that I'm putting are correct. You know, just if you find any typos or mistakes in these numbers, let me know. But I'm trying to make sure that there are no mistakes. So now, for part C, you want to find the area between two Z scores. You have a negative Z score and a positive Z score, and you want the area between. Now, to find the area between them, what you do is you take the area below the bigger Z score minus the area below the lower Z score. So this is the same as saying I want the probability that Z is between negative 0.17 and less than 1.65. And this is the same as taking the larger area, which is the probability of Z less than 1.65, and subtract from it the probability of Z less than the smaller number, 0.17. And let's go to the Z table to find 1.65 and negative 0.17. So where is negative 0.17? Negative 0.1 is here, and 0.07 is here. So I go down and I go to the right until they intersect. So I'm getting this number here. I'll just write it. It's 0.4325. And I go now to 1.65. So 1.6 is here, and 0.05 is here. So together they are 1.65. And so let's find the intersection. So we'll go like this until we get to the number of the here, and we write it. It's 0.9505. Notice this is the bigger of the two numbers because the Z score is bigger, so the area below it will be bigger. So you just go back now and put these two numbers, the numbers that we just found, and so this will be 0.9505 minus 0.4325. And if you do this on your calculator, you should get 0.5180. You don't have to write the last zero because it's not giving anything, but just we are always trying to make things up to 4 digits. You know, when you're giving the probability of a Z score or the area under the curve, it's a convention that we put 4 digits. Notice that I put 4 digits in all of them, and the table has 4 digits for these. So always have your answer up to 4 digits. For the Z score itself, try to have it 2 digits after the decimal so that you can use the Z table easily. So, for example, if I ask you, find the Z score, Z equal negative 2.05. So what you do is you go to the table and find negative 2.0, which you find it here, and then you need this 5, it's 0.05, so it's this one here, and you can find the intersection of them to find the probability that Z is less than negative 2.05 in this case, or you can say or equal, it doesn't matter, as I mentioned it several times in this video. Putting strictly less than or equal for this is the same answer, and this will be 0.0202 from the table. Okay, I hope that by now you understand this table a little better. watch this video again if you are still not sure about this, and notice that there are two ways of asking this question. Either they give you just the graph and ask you to find the area under it, or the question, it could be just find this probability. I could ask you just this question. Find the probability z less than, or z bigger than, or z between two values. The question can be either the graph with the area, and you need to find the area, which is the same as the probability in this case, or the question can be direct, that it gives you probability already. So remember, if it's less than, then you can immediately use the Z table. If it's bigger than, then you put 1 minus the probability, and then you put the less than. Or less than or equal doesn't matter. And if it's between two values, like the last one, remember you take the bigger one minus the smaller one. The bigger area minus the smaller area. Both of them will have less than, of course, because the Z table is giving you the area below or to the left of the given Z score. Okay, so I'll stop it here.